Hello to my Math 098 students. Today we are going to be doing section 2.4 in your textbook, which is located on page 109 in your textbook. I was looking through the book, 109. I have decided to do this video demonstration for students who are needing to watch the video more than once. So hopefully this is very helpful to you. Today we're going to do formulas, okay? Equations with several variables are called literal equations. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be mostly working with letters instead of always solving for the answer. So when you solve for a formula for an indicated variable, which is whatever letter of the alphabet is called the variable. You have example number 1. Solve A equals, we know that A stands for area, equals LW stands for length times width, just what you were imagining. And I want you to help me solve for the letter L. To isolate L, we undo the multiplication by dividing both sides of the equations by W. Okay, so I have A equals LW. I want L, but I don't want the width or the W. So in order to remove it, the only thing you need to do is divide it on both sides, which will cancel out the W, leaving you with just your variable L. So this answer is just L equals A divided by W, and that's it. Okay, let's try another one. Solve A equals length times width, or L times W for W. Well, here, let me always rewrite my problem. I want the letter W, the variable W, but I don't want the variable L. The only thing you have to do is divide both sides by the L. These L's will cancel out. So A, which stands for the area, over L equals W. That's it. I kind of like my cursive L. Okay, that's it. Number 2, solve A equals half base times height. So we all know that formula for a triangle. So if you're solving for H, that means you are trying to get rid of 1/2 and B. Well, the first step, anytime you want to get rid of a fraction, we talked about flipping it over, doing the reciprocal. So first, let me rewrite the problem. Okay. First, I'll start with my fraction. In order to get rid of 1/2, I'm going to do the reciprocal, which is 2/1. You could put the 2/1 right here, or you could put it on the end. I'll put it close so you'll be able to see it. Okay. That's canceled. You're left with 2 times A, so you just put that together. Sorry, y'all. 2A, you know I love writing in pencil, equals BH. Okay, and you can put a 2A over 1 if you like. Okay. I want H, so what do I need to get rid of next? The B, absolutely. So here you just divide both sides by B. They cancel. And so your answer is H equals 2 times A over B, which is the height. This is twice the area divided by the base. So this is it. So today you're solving for letters, your variables, instead of necessarily numbers. Your next example, because I'm going to give you some practice problems on the back part of this sheet. Solve X equals 2/3 Y plus 5 in parentheses. Okay, well, we already talked about how to get rid of a fraction, but what if you say, well, if I do 3/2 on this side, how would it look over here, Ms. Thomas? Well, you could shorten it. It's however you want to do it. If it was something fairly easy, like 1/2, 1/4, 1/5, 1/8, I would just, of course, multiply both sides by 8, if that was the case. But right here, let me help you with this one. If it looks like 2/3 and you're thinking there's no way I'll be able to set it up on this left side, first let's get rid of the 3. I want you to multiply 3 on both sides. Okay, multiply 3 on both sides, right? So if you multiply 3 on both sides, that will at least eliminate the fraction, okay? So here you can just bring down the 3x, but then you'll say, Ms. Thomas, what am I doing with the 2? Well, if you have 2y plus 5, we talked about this in lab when you're doing the what? Distributive property, okay? Distributive property. So here, you can multiply 2 all the way through. So that'd be 2y, and 2 times 5 is 10, equals 3x. Okay, we're trying to find y. What will be your next step if this was your equation? I'm hoping you understand you need to move your 10 over to the left side. So here I have 3x minus 10 equals 2y. So far, so good. Well, you want y, so let's divide everything we see by 2. Okay. So this would be y equals 3 over 2x, which is what you would have had if you would have flipped it over. Okay. Minus, well, put 10 divided by 2 in your calculator. What do you get? 5. Okay. So 3 over 2x minus 5. So that's why I did the video, because I need you to watch it again, just to make sure you have it. You know, I have example after example after example. Number 4, solve P equals 2L plus 2W, 4W. And we know P stands for perimeter. So we're just taking all of the formulas and just breaking it down a little bit more. Okay, twice the length plus twice the width. So we're solving for W. First, let's move 2L out of the way by doing the inverse. So P minus 2L equals 2W, okay? Well, I want W all by itself, so what is the coefficient that is in the way? Okay, the 2. You just divide both sides by 2. These will cancel, and you're left with P minus 2L divided by 2. That's it, okay? That's it. And if you want to break each piece down and say, well, Ms. Thomas, I think that should be P over 2 minus L. That's fine as well. Okay. Number 5, V equals 1/3 base times height. And I want you to solve for B. Okay, well, let's first get rid of the fraction. Okay, by multiplying it on both sides. Okay. So that's 3V. These will cancel, leaving you with just 1B. And if you want to write the 1 in front, you can. If you want B, what do you need to get rid of? The H. So divide both sides by H, and that is your answer. They will cancel. So B equals 3V over H. Okay. Number 6, volume. Volume equals length times width times height. Okay, like the volume of a box. Okay, length times width times height, the volume of a box. Okay, so if you want to find W and you have L, W, and H, in order to get rid of the L and the H, the only thing we need to do is divide it on both sides. I don't know why I like to cursive my L's. It just looks better. Okay. So then you're just left with W, the volume over the length times the height. And that is your answer. So not too bad. Number 7, solve 3x plus 2y equals 5. Okay, 4y. Okay. So here we're solving for y. So I have my 3x plus 2y equals 5. So first let's move 3x. So this is 2y equals negative 3x. And I'm just bringing everything down. I just moved 3x in front of the 5 and left the 2y, just brought that down. All right, so if I want y all by itself, what coefficient do I need to get rid of? The 2. Divide each term by 2. Cancel. W equals, you leave this negative 3 over 2x alone. You leave the 5 over 2 alone. This is it. Okay. Solve C equals pi d. All right, your first step is fairly easy, just need one step, okay? You want d, but you don't want the pi symbol. Divide both sides by pi. These will cancel. And you're left with C over pi. C over pi. Okay, I had 2 in my mind. Okay, y'all, so far so good. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, before we move to the next set, I'm gonna give you a few problems that I want you to work on before we get to 9, 10, and 11. I want you to look at these problems. These are your practice problems for today when we come back to class. I want you to solve E equals. All right, I want you to give me the I. Tell me what I would equals. Number 2, V equals length times width times height. And I want you to solve for W, okay? Number 3, X equals Y plus 12 for Y. Solve for Y. Number 4, I equals PRT, which is interest, equals principal rate time for T. And number 5, P equals A plus B plus C. I want you to solve for C. Okay, so I want you to solve these practice problems, and then I'm going to show you, which I'm sure all of you are going to get the correct answer, but I'm going to go over these in class. Have a wonderful day.